Protesters right now are waiting in the free speech area ahead of the execution. We're just down the street from the state prison. That's where we find our Kade Garner. Kade, tell us what you're seeing and what you're hearing out there tonight.
Yeah, Brian, well, in front of me, which you can't see, is a blockade on the road. We are about 2 miles away from the prison. This is the free speech area, like you were saying. It's the only area, or the closest area to the prison, that protesters are going to be able to get to the prison tonight. Behind me are some of those protesters. We're going to zoom in on them a little bit. You can see they're still kind of in a circle. I want to say for the last 15 minutes or so, they've had different religious leaders lead them in different types of prayers. Now, they started trickling into the area really about an hour and a half ago. I spoke to a handful of them to see, why they came out here, what they're thinking of all this, and this is what they had to say. The first protester, a man who was born in Haiti but has called Salt Lake City home for a decade, shows up just after 9. He's here because of his Christian beliefs.
We don't want to live in a society like this, like that, giving someone else the power to kill someone else. Because we've been doing that since the beginning of the world. What has changed? Criminals are always criminals.
Another protester, who calls herself a proud Utahn, feels similarly about the death penalty, even though she is not much of a believer herself.
People say, thou shalt not kill. I'm not a firm believer in God, but I don't think that anybody has the right to take somebody else's life.
One protester, Randy Garner, is here because of his brother.
It's a club we say that nobody wants to belong to. The family of the executed.
His brother, Ronnie Garner, was the last person executed by the state in 2010.
Still fighting and dealing with it every day, so I don't want other family members to feel like me, so I think if I can let people know what's really going on with the death penalty, maybe we can help stop it and get rid of it.
This is the whole reason an organization called Death Penalty Action is here.
No reason to even suggest that this won't deter anybody.
They say people deserve to be punished for crimes, but that the death penalty needs to be abolished because the system doesn't always get it right.
We have a system that treats people differently according to mining, race, politics, and geography.
Okay, so I want to say it's 2, maybe 3 dozen protesters out here right now. I've walked through the crowd throughout the night, talked to a lot of people, and they do come from different backgrounds, different religious backgrounds, different racial backgrounds. They come from different cities. One thing they all have in common is that they don't believe the death penalty should be legal here in Utah. I could not find a single person in the crowd who is here to support the death penalty. Live from Salt Lake City, Kade Garner. Brian, back to you.